Hi everyone, welcome to the Tea and Lace podcast. I'm Key, and today I got to interview 3 Lolitas from my local comm. I asked them a couple questions about what is Lolita fashion and some things about them being a Lolita. Without further ado, let's get started.
Hi, my name is Miranda. I'm an undergraduate student at Emory University, and I'm studying art history. And I love fashion and drawing and that sort of thing. Lolita fashion, for people who don't know, is a sort of Japanese style of fashion. It's sort of influenced by European styles, but also Rococo and Victorian fashion as well. And it's sort of taking inspiration from these different historical fashions to create this sort of ultra feminine look that's sort of historically influenced. It's not only for girls, but it's oftentimes for people like a way to explore their femininity. Due to the connotation of the name Lolita, a lot of people call it EGL. EGL stands for Elegant Gothic Lolita. And even though that's actually a very specific term talking about a specific style of Gothic Lolita, it's sort of been used to mean Lolita as a whole, just because like lots of websites misunderstand what Lolita is, and it's sort of censored for that. And also, I am a lifestyle Lolita. I'm doing some errands right now, so I just dress up like this pretty much every single day. There are essentially no situations where I won't wear Lolita. So yeah. And for a lifestyle Lolita, that just basically means you wear Lolita essentially every day or just as a part of your general wardrobe. And the outfit formula for Lolita fashion, I actually did a little panel on this where I was talking about how to buy Lolita. And for that, I sort of said the most basic Lolita coordinate. You want to have a jumper skirt, which is like a dress, essentially, sleeveless dress. You're going to have a blouse. You want to have socks, shoes, petticoat, and headgear. So for me, the style of Lolita that I wear is old school Lolita. I don't know if many people would consider it a sub-style. That's sort of like a hot topic sort of debate right now, because it's just basically wearing older Lolita. But I would say I would wear like sweet and classic old school Lolita. So like cutesy, but also sort of elegant old school Lolita. There we go.
My name is Kia Spearman, and I am the admin of the Atlanta Lolita community. I host meets and try and recruit people. I started Lolita in, I think, 2013, and I started as sweet, but I slowly transitioned into kind of everything. I like goth a lot. I think that the goth substyle has a lot of romantic elements to it, which I enjoy. It's just kind of being the gothic queen that I always wanted to be when I was seeing goths in the mall at Hot Topic when I was in elementary school. But sweet is also a big part of my life. I have several sweet dresses, and I guess I sort of collect dresses with strawberries on them. Um, Lots of them are pink and just really, really cutesy. Um, I love the community that we have in Atlanta. It's a nice blend of different people. Uh, we have people of all ages. We have people, I think, I feel like I've watched people grow up. We had a member who was in middle school and now they're in college. And one of our members has like adult children that are in college, but it's the mom who's a member and not the college age kids. Um, it's really diverse and it lets you see a bit of everybody. The style means a lot to me. It's a part of how I express myself, and it allows me to have a sense of belonging. I have made lifelong friends in the Lolita community. I've made friends overseas that are in the Lolita community, and they are all very precious to me, and the adventures that I've had with them I won't forget. Something that's misunderstood about Lolita fashion is obviously in the name. The Nabokov novel Lolita has absolutely nothing to do with the sub-style Lolita. It's an unfortunate moniker, but despite everybody's, well, not everybody, because the Japanese aren't really trying to change it. It's not ours to change. So, we pretty much we follow the Japanese communities if they were to change it, which I don't see any sign of them doing anytime soon. Then we would love to have a new name. But Lolita fashion isn't sexual at all. It's not provocative. It's actually quite modest, quite the opposite. So, if I could do one thing to change the name, to change Lolita, I would change its name. I mostly just call it EGL now, when I'm talking to people who are not acquainted with the jargon, but it's been a big part of my life, and I wouldn't be the same without it.
So for gothic, it's usually dark colors like black and Bordeaux or wine, whichever you call that dark red color. And sometimes there's white. I don't usually tend to wear white though, but then there's the gothic themes like cathedrals and crosses and ravens and skulls and things like that. As far as the silhouette goes, it's typical Lolita silhouette. It's usually not as round cupcake, tends to be more A-line. There are some more cupcake styles, but still poofy and the rounded skirt style, but not as cutesy cupcake. And then for sweet, it's more pastel colors, um, cute prints like cupcakes and teddy bears and fruit, things like that. And then you have, lots of frills, even though both styles really have lots of frills and ruffles and lace. It's just a different color scheme and the different um, print themes and dress themes that make it a little different. My experience as a Black Lolita has been overall positive. I haven't really faced any negativity, even when I was had my YouTube channel. I don't go on like the where they do post the negative stuff, like I guess it's the Reddit and I guess LiveJournal's still around. I don't know. I don't go to those places. So if I've ever been posted, I have no idea. Well, actually, no. I think somebody did tell me I was posted one time. I didn't go look at it. I didn't really care. I don't really tend to care what people think. Since I started wearing the fashion, I've just been wearing what I want to wear. I've been wearing what I like, whether that be sweet or whether that be gothic or whether I try punk. I really like punk too. I forgot to mention that earlier. Punk is one of my favorite sub-styles as well. And I don't know if it's necessarily actually a sub-style, if not just a style, just like bittersweet, which is more like it's like sweet, but it's usually like a pastel print on a black dress, like, and with those kind of colors. And then I have this one dress. It is a sweet print, but it's on a completely black dress. The whole thing is black. It's Angelic Pretty Shattered Dream Carnival. It was one of my dream dresses, and I actually got it through a friend. And I really love that print. So good. Love it. And that really gives the bittersweet vibe to me. It's like cute and creepy, but not as somber and kind of like toned down as gothic tends to be. Some EGL misconceptions that everybody's going to be like against you if you show up to the meetup and your cord isn't perfect, or if you're not wearing brand, you're not a real Lolita. Like we all know there are steps to becoming a Lolita, like wearing the fashion. So we're all very forgiving, especially when you're starting out. It's like we understand, we've been there before, like so. Especially with YCOM, Atlanta Lolitas, like we are like everyone's been nice. Like from the beginning when I started, it's nice. I've seen new people come in and just everyone is nice. Everyone's pleasant. It's never an issue, really. So that's one of the biggest misconceptions is that if you're not a Lolita if you don't have brand or if your cord isn't perfect the first meetup out the gate, and everyone's afraid of an Eat phase, which honestly Eat phase barely exists anymore because the fashion has become so much more accessible. So it's a lot. It's changed a lot since I've started. I started in 2018, so it's changed a lot since I've started, and it's changed even more since like 2005 and like the big times when OTT Suite was out. 2010 OTT Suite. Oh man, I miss that era. It was so good. I still tend to do cords that look like that myself. But I just find it all fun. Another misconception. I really can't think of any other ones, honestly. Oh yeah, there's one I can think of. It's that everyone is gonna be like every Lolita is sweet. Like we're all super sweet. Like we're not sour, but also at the same time we're not all gonna be your best friend from straight out the gate. Like we'll be nice, we'll be friendly, but like we don't have to be friends. And I know there are sometimes that face issues with people that are not sweet at all, and they're just terrible people overall, but that's just the person. That's nothing to do with the fashion. So but I think that's another misconception.
Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to our lovely guests for volunteering to do this interview. If you want to see more about Lolita fashion or more podcast videos, like and subscribe. And if you want to know more about our guests, their info will be in the description. And that concludes it. Bye.